Hello and welcome to a new edition of Inside Egypt, the program that gets you the latest political, economic and cultural events that took place here in Egypt. I'm Sheena Aidil. We'll be right back after this. A nine-member judicial body in charge of supervising Egypt's upcoming parliamentary elections held a meeting to begin preparing for potential polls. Chairman of Cairo's Appeals Court and head of the Higher Elections Committee said that the committee will remain in session over the next few days until the timeline for elections is announced. The details.
Spokesman for the Higher Election Committee, Omar Marwan, said that preparations for Egypt's parliamentary elections will begin soon. According to the spokesman, the meetings come after the electoral constituencies law necessary for paving the way for the elections was ratified by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. He said in a press conference that he hoped that the two other laws which regulate formation of the House of Representatives and the exercise of voting rights will also be ratified soon so as the committee can set a timeline for the new polls. The committee members this week with representatives from more than 30 foreign embassies in Cairo. Marwan explained that the meeting reviewed the role of the committee and its affiliated committees, the procedures necessary to ensure the integrity of the polls, and the importance of active participation of civil society organizations and the media in supervising the polls. He stressed that the committee's Secretary General will be in charge of the final details of the election process before a timeline is announced. Egypt's parliamentary elections, the last part of a political roadmap that has been adopted after the ousting of former President Mohamed Morsi in July 2013, were postponed after two election laws were ruled unconstitutional last March. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Transitional Justice Ibrahim al-Hinidi told reporters that a new timeline for the elections is expected after the end of the holy month of Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr next week. According to Article 115 of the 2014 Constitution, Egypt's parliament must convene before the first Thursday of the month of October. Egypt's parliament will comprise 596 deputies, the highest in the country's 150-year-old parliamentary life. The constituency's law states that as many as 448 MPs will be elected as independents, 120 as party-based deputies, and 28 as presidential appointees.
Egypt's Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry asserted the role played by Egypt's diplomacy to brief the international community on the importance of the new Suez Canal project for global trade. The remarks were made during a meeting held with editors-in-chief of MENA and newspapers, in which he reiterated that the project represents a starting point towards a new era of stability and prosperity. The details.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry said in his meetings with the editors-in-chief of MENA and newspapers that the enthusiasm of Egyptians to finance the new Suez Canal project has given a hand to the Egyptians' diplomacy to send a message to the world that the Egyptian people will back the national leadership led by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Shoukry said that the Foreign Ministry makes its best to help in the planned historic inauguration of the project. He praised efforts exerted by the armed forces in executing the project and in bringing about stability into Sinai. Launched in August 2014, the new Suez Canal project aims to add a new 72-kilometer-long shipping lane. The project will increase the daily average of passing vessels to 97 ships by the year 2023, up from 49 ships at present. A ceremony to inaugurate the new canal is to be held on August the 6th. Meanwhile, a report issued by its executive authority said that nearly 95% of the dredging work have been finalized in the new Suez Canal project. It said that up to 252 million cubic meters of water-saturated sand have been dredged so far.
the Arab Women Organization signed a protocol with UN Women. The protocol aims at implementing programs relating to protecting women against violence and activating the role of women in restoring peace and security in countries witnessing armed conflicts. Nile TV's Linda Abdul-Latif has more.
The Arab Women Organization has signed a protocol with UN Women with the aim of launching a number of activities and joint programs between both organizations. The protocol aims at implementing programs related to protecting women against violence. The protocol also includes activating the role of women in restoring security and peace in countries that are witnessing armed conflicts and wars like Syria, Yemen, and Iraq.
We will give training to the women how to serve in the UN Blue Helmet, the peacekeeping operation, how to negotiate in the consultation to reach peace, how to be trained on knowing the need of the refugees and protect the women who are facing violence or rape or any sort of violent act.
And in order to achieve the targets of this protocol, different institutions will be cooperating together to guarantee that women in Arab countries are given the needed protection.
On the way forward, we will be working together with the Arab Women Organization, with the League of Arab States, and with every single partner who can advance the agenda at this moment in time. So it's definitely very timely. UN Women will be continuing its technical support to governments working directly with the regional entities and civil society and governments in the region and women themselves. We've been doing that for the past 5 years, and we will continue to do that. What we need to do differently is to scale up and to focus on the issues that are of particular importance to our region.
Women nowadays have become influential figures in their societies, and the international community has become aware of the strong role played by women in combating terrorism and establishing peace. This strong belief in the capabilities of women has been reflected in the UN Security Council resolution for the year 2000, which reaffirms the important role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts, peace negotiations, and peace building. Linda Abdul-Latif, Nile TV International.
Finance Minister Hani Qadri Dimian said that no party would be harmed by the application of the civil service law, as the public treasury would cover any differences resulting from the increased value of the payroll because of the amendments of the basic and variable payments in the new law. The details. Finance Minister Hani Qadri Dimian said that the application of new civil service law will not harm any party. The minister said that the public treasury can no longer afford the rewards and bonuses prescribed in the old law for workers at the administrative system, which totals more than 6 million employees. He pointed out that previous bonuses prescribed in the laws will change and will become a ratio estimated in comparison to the basic wage. He added that the step aims to alleviate the escalating wage bill, which increased from £83 billion in 2009-2010. He added that the step aims to alleviate the escalating wage bill, which increased from £83 billion in 2009-2010 to about £218 billion in 2015-2016, noting that the public wage levels have become higher than wage levels at many private sectors. According to the minister, the annual increase rates of the total public wages surpassed by far tax revenues rates, which threatens to increase the gap between public expenditure and revenues to the extent that tax revenues may not be sufficient to cover the value of wages in few years if the situation continues as it is. Meanwhile, a delegation headed by the Minister of Finance, Hani Qadri Dimian, has participated in the 3rd International Conference on Financing for Development in Addis Ababa from 13th to 16th of July 2015. Pastry shops around the country are offering different kinds of cookies and biscuits in preparations for the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Nile TV's Linda Abdel Latif headed to one of the pastry shops to know what people prefer to buy on that occasion, how they will spend the feast. Let's take a look.
Towards the end of the holy month of Ramadan, the Muslim community around the world start getting ready to welcome Eid al-Fitr, known in English as Lesser Byram. And what is so special about Eid is the traditional desserts that Egyptians have on that occasion, like kahk and biscuits. Before Ramadan ends, we get ready to welcome Eid with the different kinds of kahk and biscuits that meet the taste of Egyptians. And what is new this year is that we have kahk with nuts and kahk with dates. This is a special season. My kids usually eat biscuits, but I prefer kahk. I like how pastry shops have a set that includes all types of sweets. And as to how I will be spending Eid, I will actually be celebrating this Eid in Alexandria. On the first day of Eid, I will go pray, visit my family, and then travel somewhere for the rest of the days. I bought the Eid clothes for my family in preparation for this occasion, and we will be heading to the parks so that the kids have fun.
Now we'll have a look at the tourism magazine, which brings us interesting news related to tourists and attractive destinations in Egypt. Abir Mitwali reports.
Beginning in August, visitors of Tutankhamun's galleries at the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir will not be able to admire the king's distinguished gold funerary mask, which will leave its original display for intensive restoration to repair the emperor restoration carried out recently. Minister of Antiquities Mamdouh al-Damati said that Tutankhamun's gold funerary mask will go for restoration in August after the completion of the scientific studies carried out to discover the material used in its restoration and how to remove them without causing harm. A collection of 30 wooden beams of King Khufu's second solar boat have arrived to the Grand Egyptian Museum after restoration. The new batch is to be stored in the museum galleries for reconstruction and later display. Minister of Antiquities Mamdouh al-Damati said that the Grand Egyptian Museum houses now 203 wooden beams of the King Khufu's second boat, which was removed from its pit on the southern side of the Great Pyramid. According to the Egyptian Travel Agents Association Chairman Tharwat El-Agami, that landing and takeoff fees imposed on airlines were cancelled at 4 Egyptian airports, which will increase hotel occupancies in the coming winter season. The Ministry of Civil Aviation agreed to cancel the fees at 4 airports in Egypt for 10 months. According to the release, the 4 airports from which charter airlines benefit thanks to the ministry's incentive are the international airports of Luqsor, Aswan, Marsa Matruh, and Taba. The Tourism Development Authority TDA, the Ministry of Tourism's economic arm, has started blueprinting the lands under its authority on the coast of Gulf of Suez in South Sinai. This covers the 185 meters square under the TDA's authority in the area of El Tour Ras Mohammed. The TDA has conducted a trilateral protocol with the General Organization for Physical Planning and the South Sinai Governorate. According to a Ministry of Tourism statement, this focuses on the operations of land planning, which guarantees prospering comprehensive tourism development projects.
Minister of Communication and Information Technology Engineer Khalid Negm said that the Egyptian ICT sector represents more than 4% of the gross domestic product, with a growth rate of up to 13% annually. Negm delivered his speech during the graduation ceremony of the 35th class enrolled in the professional training program, the Information Technology Institute. Nile TV's Linda Abdulatif attended the ceremony and filed in the following report.
Minister of Communication and Information Technology Engineer Khalid Negm has witnessed the graduation ceremony of the 35th class of the Professional Training Program. This program is offered by the Information Technology Institute that is affiliated with the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology.
This is one of the most important events that every year we do it for the students and for the qualified students that has been hard every year. I tell them you are soldiers to serve your countries, so do your job.
More than 900 students are graduating today after completing their 9-month postgraduate program. And this year, the graduation ceremony, which is held at Cairo University's Grand Celebration Hall, is held under the slogan, Egypt in its Youth. This 35th class consists of a number of promising Egyptian youth who have got exposed to a wide variety of courses in the ICT field.
The 9-month program is a very important program because it takes the elites of the Egyptian universities for a period of 9 months where it gives them the needed soft skills and technical skills and professional skills and business employment skills in a very condensed program where they end up with a lucrative job opportunity.
I found this course very interesting and very helpful and very beneficial indeed. It helped a lot of students here in Egypt, around the governments all in Egypt. I studied data warehousing and business analytics, which is very new technology in data science and big data in specific. It helped me to find how this is interesting in so many business fields like telecommunications, banking, and retail.
Egypt's ICT sector is one of the fast-growing in the country. It represents more than 4% of the gross domestic product, with a growth rate of up to 13% annually. Linda Abdulatif, Nile TV International.
Well, this brings us to the end of today's edition of Inside Egypt. Nile TV wishes you